Well, hello there. Thanks for joining us. In this video, we're going to be talking about Canada's AgriFood pilot program, which allows people who are working in Canada as farm workers or as butchers or working in Canada's agri-food processing industry to apply to become Canadian permanent residents. We'll have much more for you on this after the break. Do remember to hit the subscribe button and to check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com. We'll be right back. Hi there, welcome back. My name is Donovan Francis and I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer, and I help skilled workers inside Canada and outside Canada to become Canadian permanent residents without having to deal with all of the complicated immigration forms that are part of that process. If you are currently working in Canada as a skilled worker in Canada's agri-food industries, then you will be interested to know that the Canadian government recently launched a pilot program aimed at helping people who are farm workers, people who are butchers, and people who work in Canada's food, agricultural and food processing industries to become Canadian permanent residents. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about Canada's most recent immigration option, which is targeted at persons who are in the agri-food program, in the agri-food industry. So this is known as the agri-food pilot program, and it is intended to help persons who are within Canada already working as farm workers, working as butchers, and so on and so forth. It's intended to help them to become Canadian permanent residents, and by doing so, the government's intention is to help meet some of the labor needs that it currently has within the agri-food sector within Canada. And so, just to give you a quick overview in terms of how you qualify to apply for your Canadian permanent residency under this stream, first and foremost, you must be working within one of the eligible industries, one of the eligible occupations. And we'll go through this in a little bit more detail just later on in the video. But generally speaking, to be eligible, you must have Canadian work experience in one of these eligible industries. And by Canadian work experience, it means that you must have been working in Canada on a full-time basis, at least 30 hours per week. And that job must not have been seasonal. You must have been here for at least 12 months consecutively working on a work permit with an employer who would have gotten a labor market impact assessment on your behalf, an LMIA supported work permit on your behalf. So you must be currently working in Canada on a qualified work permit, and you must have been working in Canada for at least 12 months. Okay, with your employer. That employer must also be willing to provide you with a genuine, a valid job offer. So that's what you're going to need in order to meet this eligible Canadian work experience requirement criterion. Secondly, we intimated as much that this role must not be seasonal. Meaning, if you're only coming to Canada for a period of maximum period of 6 months per year or 8 months per year and so on, you would not qualify for this. You would have to be one of those agri-food workers who is here continuously all year round on a valid work permit. Okay, there is also a language requirement that needs to be met. Generally, in order for you to qualify under Canada's immigration programs, you're required to have some knowledge of either English or French. In this instance, the requirement is a level 4 under the Canadian language benchmark. So you need to have met that particular language requirement. Of course, the language requirement varies depending on the program. So the requirement for this program would not be as high as it would be for some of the other programs. Additionally, there's an educational requirement, which is that you must have at least the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma, meaning you must have graduated from high school either within Canada or from your home country. If you graduated from high school from a high school in a country that is outside of Canada, then of course you'll be required to provide documentation showing that you graduated 1 and 2, and two that the program is equivalent, is similar to the high school program that Canada has. There may also be a requirement for proof of settlement funds, but this is typically not going to be required if you are already here and if you're already working on a work permit. You typically would not be required to do that, to show that. And so I'm just going to very quickly just touch on the types of jobs that are eligible. As I indicated initially, if you're a general farm worker, for instance, you would be eligible under this program, assuming you meet all the other requirements. Your job is one of the eligible jobs, one of the eligible occupations. And so you see that folks who are in cattle ranching, pig farming, and so on would be eligible. In terms of the actual jobs, the actual roles that qualify under the program, people who are retail butchers, they're eligible, as well as industrial butchers, food processing laborers. And so these are not necessarily people who have to be working on a farm, but people who are involved in the food processing industry, whether it be within a factory setting or otherwise. You too would be eligible to apply under this program. General farm workers, harvesting laborers, and so on and so forth. These are some of the job types. So if you are currently working in Canada under any one of these roles, and you've been here for at least 12 months, and you've been working on a full-time basis, and you meet the other requirements that we've gone through in this video, then you may be able to apply directly to become a Canadian permanent resident. And so these are some of the job types that are eligible under the program. So if you've been working in Canada in any of these roles and you've been here for 12 months or more working in a full-time capacity, and provided you meet the other requirements that have been outlined in this video, then you may be eligible to apply to become a Canadian permanent resident under this agri-pilot immigration stream. So I trust you found this video useful, and do remember to hit the subscribe button and to check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com.